WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacy and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to West Virginia Uncommon Place. This is your host, JR. Like always, this time we're going to go into talking about projectors again because I'm getting this hobby thing out of the way. So here's a second episode inside this. So basically, types of projectors. Let's start off. 4K projector. Usually has a USB hardware interface and it does 4K resolution. Usually these things can be connected with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB, and have a built-in DLP display technology. They are portable. And with the 4K projection, you have to be careful because you really have to look at what it actually projects and how it holds up considering 4K. So be careful with that because sometimes you run into some issues with that. They're LED projectors. They have LED light projected images, obviously, with high quality resolution. They're high quality and they're mountable, portable. Some of them have reduced noise fans. Now, LCD projectors, that's the most popular and modern projector that people use. And it's the one that you see that most people have in general. There's laser projectors. These projectors don't require an inside projector unit. They run a low temperature. Lamp life of them determines their lifespan. DLP projectors, that's what we use. Primarily, there's pocket projectors. They still do projection TV, short throw. So there's a allotted amount of projectors. So when you are looking at projectors, these are the type of things that you need to think about. Is it going to be a home theater projector, or is that projector going to be something that you're going to use elsewhere? Or is it going to be a gaming projector, business projector? Because there's even ultra short throw projectors that just you put on the screen there, and they're pretty cool. And getting deeper into the technology, DLP is what we usually use. 3 LCD. A lot of people using the LCOS, which is liquid crystal chips. JVC uses that a lot, and Sony uses that. So to get into a deeper perspective on the projectors, I always say go over to projector reviews or go over to another site to figure out which one you want. Now, I started off with a Mirar projector. It was a very cheap portable projector. I bought it because in the instance, everybody always wanted to play games and we travel a lot in my line of work. So it's not as easy as just setting up in somebody's hotel room and just playing a game. So what we did was we got out here and to allow us to play games, we bought the cheap RCA one, and with the RCA one we started seeing lag. So I bought the Mirar, which was Michelle bought it for me. It was a 480 projector because I wasn't spending money on a 720 because I didn't know much better. So we used it. It worked out just for a little bit, and then towards the end of our working year, I purchased a few other ones, and then I got that little yellow and white projector that everybody else has. And then I stumbled upon the projector that I would end up with, the Nebula capsule. Now, the Nebula capsule is kind of like buying something from Target. That's the best example I can give you. It's flashy, but some of its specs are not that great. Its lumen range is only 100, so you have to have it in really dark places. It's not the projector that you want to use outside for anything other than a get together, or if you're doing something very small and quaint. Another thing with a lot of these projectors, and I say this is the actual hooking up of your cell phone to these projectors. That's one thing. A lot of the stuff like Hulu, Netflix, and a lot of them, do not allow their stuff to be mirrored or screencast onto these devices. Luckily, with the capsule, it has built-in Android 7.1, and then the later models have even more updated with Android TV. So it's not necessarily an issue because you have all the apps you need right there running without an issue. So my position on this was this projector was small as a Coke can. You could take it anywhere and it produced a 100-inch screen in any type of darkness. And there are better projectors, I will say that. But just for what we were doing, it was good to go. Now, later on, I went back to RCA and got another projector, and I went to Venkio. Probably got the best projector I've ever owned. Venkio has a set of projectors that go from medium range to fairly expensive, and you can buy Epson and everyone else and every other projector, but prices will vary. So my story with the capsule, I use hard drives to store my movies and whatever else I have. The capsule that I have, you have to have an extra dongle to hook a hard drive to, but the later models, you can just hook that USB in and you can keep getting up. It is an amazing alternative if you don't have Wi-Fi. And a lot of the other ones, just like the RCA, do the same thing. So that's my quick take right there on the projectors and why they're good to a certain degree. And even with that capsule, when we played Smash Brothers and different stuff like that, there was not enough lag compared to the old RCA one that I had in the Mirror that I had to even cause me to, really care about it. So that's my bit on projectors on this one. Not going to make it a very long one. We'll go into some more details on some outdoor stuff and things like that later. But like, subscribe, please help the podcast out. And I thank you very much for listening.
Please follow WV Uncommonplace on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at onecommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.